I was really confused. I was like, why is there a dot on the y? Or why is there a dot?
Well, if you plug x equals 0 and you get y equals 2.
So it doesn't go across the axis?
It does. I only care about this graph from 0
Yeah,
to
so it
6.
doesn't cross.
What? Mine,
Never mind, I know what I'm talking about.
mine still doesn't show it across the y-axis.
Yeah, the reason I'm confused by 28 is because
Okay,
that,
hey, going. This is supposed to revolve around the x-axis. So this is not washer method because it's touching. You're taking all of this.
Wait, isn't it y equals 1?
I don't see that anywhere.
Did I do the wrong question?
So if you're rotating this about the axis,
Is it not 2 over x plus 1? Okay, now I'm confused, hold on.
Can we just do the normal one then?
yeah, it's from 0 to 6, pi out front, top minus bottom, squared, dx.
I did that
Wait, that's
right.
it?
So the answer is 24 pi over 7.
Wait.
Oh.
Is it raining?
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Dory,
What
did
about
you get
sim-
that?
I got 10.774.
I don't, wait, I don't get, why didn't you do
Okay, it's the
anything?
same.
Yeah, I got
5.386, but I literally did
Can you
that.
come look at this real quick? Because I have that
I
second
went
part,
from
but what,
parentheses,
okay, so I put that,
Did you square
because
it?
it's from,
I was
like, there's like
You were allowed to use
0
calculator.
Yeah, I got the right answer.
There's no hole.
like I drew my lines.
Well,
and
because it's touching the
I like
axis.
your hair.
How'd you have it set up?
The area is touching the
Carly, what do you
axis.
want?
And then I did all these.
What'd you get for 42?
Because I thought no matter what, if it was gonna manually be some sort of hole.
I didn't get that.
42 is 2.9922. Side note, I am on my migraine medicine, so my hearing is extra sensitive.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do that one?
42.
It was very close actually.
Okay. I don't know what this looks like. So, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. 0 is at 0. 2 is at 2. Oh, son of a gun. How does this intersect?
It looks like a flower.
Yeah, it does look like a flower pot.
Square both sides. X to the fourth minus 2x. Pull an x out. The cube root of 2? That doesn't sound right. My math is
Where did you
probably
get all the X's?
screwed up.
I got cube root of 2.
Where does this thing?
I got 1.2599.
Yeah, I got 1.3.
I got the answer, but I had it in like, I
Oh,
didn't know.
I get it, because it looks like that.
Yeah.
Got it. So 1.2559.
Cube root of
No,
2.
599.
It's the cube root of 2.
So I did do my math right. Cube root of 2 just didn't sound right. Okay. So this region is rotating about the x-axis. So this one is creating a hole because when you rotate that thing, your hole,
On paper.
let me go to pink, this is your hole.
Yeah.
So black is the region, pink's the hole. So for, you're going 0 to 1.2599, pi's out front. Your big R is very top, which is square root of 2x, minus the very bottom. So minus 0 squared. Minus, now you have to take out the hole, which is the pink. Well, the top of the pink is x squared, and the bottom is 0 squared dx.
Wait, the only thing that I don't understand, so I figured out like you do the right to left when it's going around this line and then
Yes.
pop out once this line. But which one do you put on the integral sign? How do you know if you put the y's or the x's, or how do you know if you change it to
Because
y's?
if it goes with the x-axis, those are x's. And if it goes around the y-axis, those are y's.
Like in like the S thing, like that.
Yeah, these numbers, this went with the x, so you use the X numbers. If it goes with the Y, then you use the Y numbers.
And then is that the same for the equations?
If it goes with the X, you better be in X's. If it goes with the Y's, you better be in Y's.
Yeah.
Y stays with Y.
That makes more sense.
I was, yesterday I was wondering if it was X, it's top and bottom, and then we use like the top and bottom ones on the
I got 2
line.
points.
I catch myself doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But what was the answer for that? 2 point.
Answer to 42 is 2.992.
2.991.
I got 2 points.
You would get full credit for that.
Wait, I have 2.976.
No.
Cause I just plugged in
I got it.
1.25.
I got it in
not the
like,
99.
I did it on paper accidentally, and I got it in like
Why are you
not
yelling
done
at
form,
me?
but then I did it and I got the same answer.
Wait, what's the answer?
2.992.
Yeah, sorry, I was just talking.
I think I'm stressed out because I have my superintendent test tomorrow, which is why I have a headache.
Wait, you're gonna be superintendent?
On a Saturday?
No, I have to take I had to pay $350 to take the test so I could graduate. Isn't that silly?
Yeah, that's
I'll never be superintendent because the first parent phone call I cried.
Yeah.
Me too.
Is that what you wanna do?
No.
Are you gonna be the new principal?
I want to.
Yeah, you can be a principal.
I want to do what I'm doing now. I want to teach half day and I
So
want to do
this
data
is
half
Dr.
day.
Bolden.
So we should just skip the lesson then today and.
You need to
Yeah,
study.
please.
You need to
can
pray.
do data. I think we
Why
just need to
would I
like relearn
study?
yesterday.
And you can
Did
do
you start?
data.
Nothing.
You can do a stress-free day.
No, let's do this.
We're gonna do like yoga or something.
No.
You don't like yoga?
No. What?
Anti-yoga.
I'd rather run.
That was funny.
I think I'd rather play a also.
Okay,
Do a Pilates.
so you've been integrating the volume equation for a cylinder, right?
Oh no. Yeah.
But you're not using cylinders anymore because you're not rotating in this lesson. Instead of rotating, I'm giving you a shape between I'm giving you the area between two curves, and you're taking different shaped discs, and it's like you're doing an infinite amount of those discs. So you have to integrate the area of whatever figure I give you.
Dr. Bolden.
They're called cross sections.
Does this relate to rotational motion somehow?
Physics.
Because we were talking about
What's
it,
that?
and he was saying how it relates
To a
and
disc.
like rotation, like inertia and stuff, and like the disc whenever it's spinning, and how. But he kept on saying this, like Luke was like, oh, that's what this is, and I'm like, no, it's not, because we're finding the volume, not like the.
Okay, so what are you talking
You can
about?
explain it to me later, but
Okay, I'll show you later.
what was that saying?
Rotational motion, I'll look it
Okay.
up. Okay, so we're using the same graph. We're not actually doing part C. We're using the same graph for A and B, so let's get that graph off to the side. Oh my gosh. Can't teach with the marker, that doesn't work.
Nope.
When you're working,
There's another one on the board.
Yeah, that's also just a scrabble. Oh, I knew you guys are fresh anymore. Look at that. Okay, these are both lines, by the way. F of x is 1 minus, okay, so it starts at 1 and it has a slope of down 1 over 2. That, I'm gonna label. F of x is 1 minus a half x, because I hate it when x's are on top. Second one goes down 1, and it has a slope of up 1 over 2. That's g of x. I guess I could have written those in a different order.
that's a triangle.
Right, but that's not the shape of the cross section. So don't look at this as a triangle, look at it as area between two curves. So we're doing this whole thing.
But, I mean, it's still a triangle.
I get that, but don't say that because I don't want to get confused with stuff. Okay, so in part A, the cross section's perpendicular to the x-axis. Okay, so if it says perpendicular to the x-axis, you will use x's for everything. X is for the interval, x is for the equations, and it's top bottom. If it says perpendicular to the y-axis, that's always your right, left, and everything's in y's. Okay. The cross sections perpendicular to the x-axis are squares. I actually have a decent drawing on here. That means when you take these plates and you put them in, oh, this ain't gonna be good. I tried. Look, you have an infinite amount of square plates being put in. You're gonna integrate the area of those plates. Now, for a square, length times width, side times side, it's the same length on both sides, right? So it's side times side. Okay, so the area of this is side squared. So when you integrate, there's not a pi, because there's not a pi there for the area. So your volume is the integral of,
So now we don't.
How do you know?
Wait, so
what-
where the side square?
because you're trying to find the area of the
Oh.
plate or the cross section, and the area of that square is side squared.
but
Wait, so
how do
we're
you-
finding
how
the
do you
area
know
of the-
how-
Not the volume, we're finding
You're
the
finding
area.
the volume, but you can't find the volume until you know the area of your cross section, because you integrate that area to get volume.
Okay.
So we're finding the volume of that shape or of that?
Yes, so this is just me trying to draw that triangle with the correct plate. So your integral is with your axis, so you have to go from 0 to 2, because that's where the shaded region's at.
How do you know that they're always gonna be like that deep?
What do you mean that deep?
Like the sides, how do you know they're always gonna be equal, or if it wants to be like deeper?
What is a square?
Because it's a square.
Well, how do you know it's always gonna be a square?
It's not, it tells you every single time.
Oh,
But you were
they are
doing
squares.
semicircles.
So we're gonna have different formula, like volume formulas?
So would this be like a pyramid then?
Yeah, but you just need to know the area of the finger. These are all, I don't wanna say easy, but they're all areas you should already know.
So are we gonna be doing? You can go ahead.
Okay, so let's set up the formula for a side. How do we find the length of a side?
We look at it, it's the integral of the,
Top minus bottom
yeah,
would be one length. Put parentheses, your top is 1 minus a half x minus, the bottom needs to be in parentheses unless you're gonna run that negative through right away. So there's the length of one side. Here, I'll do extra parentheses.
square.
Top minus bottom, but your formula for the area is side squared, so you have to square it, dx. And then you solve it, and you can use a calculator if you want.
So how is that side times side? I don't get that.
How is this formula side times side?
Yeah.
Because side times side is side squared. So this is one side, it was the length,
Okay.
it was the length. But when we take it and we square it, now you're doing side times side.
How do you find the volume of a square?
Oh.
Side squared.
So that was the area, right? The reason it's volume is because this dx is giving you an extra width. So now you have technically length times width times height.
Is that how you find? Okay, that's how you find volume.
That's how you find volume. I don't have this, oh, well, I have 8/3 as my answer.
That's what I got.
I don't know how to
Yeah.
do it in my calculator.
The integral, and then you plug in the number.
Like you can like square it 5 times. Wait, you don't square it, you can one? No.
Just do that on paper, or you can do it in a calculator, it doesn't really matter.
I cannot hit this thing.
Well, look, if I'm typing it in, I usually clean it up because it's less error on my end.
I can't
So
get my squared,
if I change my signs, 1 plus 1 is 2, and then I have a negative
X,
and that's all you're integrating,
square.
Wait,
squared.
the answer's 8/3 on.
Yeah,
I got 242.
Oh, no.
no.
I did that completely.
Oh, I
wrong.
typed
Still
11
got the same answer.
minus.
See, I'm at top.
Wait, is it 2.6?
Let me try and read it.
Let me type it in different.
Wait, did you get the entire?
I did. Oh, yeah, okay.
Right.
So
Because I
the
wanted to look at it today.
equation for the integral, it's gonna change with the area of the shape, right?
I was thinking, wait, oh, it's not plus, it's minus, right?
We got to memorize all of them.
Yeah.
You should know the area of a square.
Wait, so,
I just always think length times width, which I think is.
You could do
It's a
that,
square.
you could just be writing that twice, because the length and the width are the same.
I know. I'm
is
not-
8/3 like 2 points
To write that twice.
2.667.
Okay.
Okay, so for a square, area is side squared if you don't know it, which is crazy if you don't, but there it is. Okay. Now, on part B, which is the last part we're doing on this side, so there's the area, I'm just redrawing it. Your cross sections are semicircles. Now, semicircles are always drawn the same way, you don't get a pick. Wyatt, you ready?
Yep.
Semicircles are drawn with the diameter. Oh, that's a really ugly 3D one. But the diameter of the circle is actually the top minus bottom. Okay, so you do have to do a little bit of manipulation with its formula. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Area of a semicircle
Is 1/2.
1/2 pi r squared. Well, here's the other issue. That's not the radius that's creating top minus bottom, that's the diameter. So you have to rewrite this in terms of diameter.
1/2.
So you're saying the radius is 1/2 the diameter?
Yeah.
Okay.
They 1/4.
Yeah, well,
I need this equation to be diameter because that's what you're finding when you do top minus bottom. You're not finding the radius.
So 1/8
Right.
diameter squared,
How's it 1/2 D? I don't get that.
because it's a circle.
just-
2
Radius is
times
half
the
the
radius is the diameter. So if you divide by 2, the radius is a half of the diameter.
plus-
Thank you.
Okay, so 1/2 squared is 1/4, so that's 1/8 pi diameter squared. That is always going to be the equation for the semicircle. I don't have that memorized. I do this process every single time, but if you want to memorize it, have at it.
Are we gonna have to do circles too?
No, semicircles is as far as it goes with circles. Okay, so you're integrating that area, so you just need to set up that formula. So volume equals, I'm gonna put the 1/8 pi out front, because scalars don't need to be on the inside. For x's, we're still doing 0 to 2. And your diameter is, once again, top minus bottom. So 1 minus a half x minus a -1 plus a half x, and it's diameter squared, so put your squared on it. So if you want easy manipulation in your calculator,
So
if we clean that up again, it's just 2 minus x squared. So you could actually take the answer you just got and multiply by an 8 pi, you
Wait,
should
which-
have it. So our answer was 3/8, or 8/3, right?
So, like, what's the answer?
I got pi over 3, so 1 point something.
Yeah, 1.047.
There you go.
Can you explain again why, like how the dx is height or whatever, like the last part of volume, like the length times what thing? This volume's like cube, right? It's like a
Yeah.
side by side by side.
Yeah, it's,
Where did the last one come from?
okay,
Because the base
ready?
is lived in.
I can do this. Wyatt, let me do this. I'm gonna be proud of myself for a second. Okay, so for a square, this is a 3D shape right now with volume. This is a side, but this is your delta x or your dx. So your side times side is just your 2-dimensional, and you're getting that 3-dimensional by integrating your width, which your width is your dx.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's a good explanation.
Thank you. Tried. Are we okay with this so far?
Yeah.
Okay, turn it over. We got some AP multiple choice questions. These are just setups, you're not actually evaluating. So they didn't give you the graphs.
We don't get a calculator.
Nope, not on this one. Region enclosed by these graphs. So y equals x squared, that's 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. And y equals 2x starts at 0, 0 and has a slope of up to over 1. That's not too bad. Just fell over.
When do they touch?
At 4.
Wait, how?
What do you mean how?
Cause
So the line is 0, starts at 0 and it has a slope of up to over 1, up to over 1.
Oh, okay.
So this ordered pair up here is 2, 4.
So there's like no holes in this stuff, right? There's not like a hole on that? It looks like a whole one.
This is more green.
A hole. Oh, Let me finish reading, because this will answer your question. For the solid, each cross section perpendicular to the y-axis. So this isn't a hole or a rotation. You're taking plates. And your plate this time is a rectangle whose height is 3 times the base. So first off, if you're perpendicular to the y-axis, you better be using your y's in your interval. So you can knock out 2 multiple choice just by doing that. And then the second thing is, well, let's rewrite these in terms of y. So if I divide by 2, x is 1/2 y, and if I square root, x is square root of y. It's gonna be right.
Square root y minus.
It says you have a rectangle whose height is 3 times the base in the xy plane. So when I draw these, I always draw the base as what's in the plane. This is, by the way, supposed to be turned, but I'm just doing good to draw 3D this way. So I draw the base here, but if this is B, then what's this length? 3B. And the reason you want to know that is because now you need to know what the area of this specific rectangle is.
3B squared.
Right, so now you have a 3 multiplier out front.
B squared.
And then you're gonna integrate your B squared. Your B is just the length of your base. Now you're doing Y, so it's right minus left. So square root of Y minus 1/2 y squared dy.
Yeah,
A is the answer.
get it.
Wait, why is it all in B?
Why is what all?
It's just like S, it's just different.
You could use length and width. You could use S if you want. If this is your base S, then this is 3 times that base, so it could
Do
be,
you
it
have to use the same letter?
doesn't have to be the same letter. You're just trying to figure out what the area of the figure is. You can technically use any letter you want.
So it has to be like the same letter. Like you
Oh,
get
here,
that
here,
L,
yeah, cause that's, yeah. We're gonna do another one of those in the homework.
Can we try the other one around?
Yeah,
I don't know how to graph that.
now,
Good thing we got
yeah, we have to calculate.
So E to the 1 the same as E to the X. Oh.
E to the
What kind of solid is it?
It's not, you're now revolving it about a line, so now you have to go back to your washer or disc depending if you have a hole or not.
Wait, isn't E to the 3 just a number?
Correct.
Either 3 is like 20 something.
So do we need that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the.
Because that's when the 2 lines meet, so that's where you decide how big.
You have to like do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't see it here.
I don't know where it's at. If E to the 3 is a number, that just means a horizontal line. And I knew that horizontal line was above y equals e to the x, so I just drew it somewhere. I don't really care that
Mine's
it's not
putting
on the
E to the
scale.
3 on the x-axis.
Then you're probably zoomed in really far, because e cubed should be at 8 point something or 9.
It's at like 20.
But e is 2.7.
E to the third is 20.
Oh, it would be, you're right, because 3 cubed is 27, it would be at 20 something.
20.08.
Well, they all have a pi and they all go from 0 to 3, so that's not gonna help.
Alright, I got,
Wait, is this what we did yesterday?
Well, is it gonna create a hole when it revolves?
Yeah.
And then it was what we did yesterday.
3,000.
So very top minus very bottom is e cubed minus 0 squared.
Wait, it's -1.
Or e cubed minus -1, sorry. So plus 1.
Yeah.
Minus a whole is e to the x minus a -1 or plus 1 squared.
So use x values.
3,428.78.
So it's e because we don't care what the answer is. The multiple choice is setting it up.
Wait, what's the,
Oh, setting up.
oh, is this with a hole?
ways.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're rotating
Yeah.
this, you're gonna have a huge hole.
Wait, so how do you know to do very top minus very bottom or very right minus very left?
That's always first, always first. So very top minus very bottom is always first, and then your hole comes next.
Okay.
So if you do right minus left, it's very right minus very left, and then your hole will come next.
So when do you do that?
When you do what?
When you do the right and left?
So
You
right
do the
left
right,
is wide.
if it said rotated about x equals -2,
Okay.
then that's right left.
So then you would